Hello my friends, how are you today? So this is part 2 of my painting of the border tiger. You can see here in the first part we got the spray painting done, and then I started to prime all the stuff that we want to repaint or paint a different colour in black. And once I had got all the priming done, I gave it a nice little filter. So this filter here, which is brown for dark and desert yellow, and that's by Meat Productions. These ones are really good. I'll show you some other ones, but the 8A ones are just pretty much the same. But you can make your own. I make a lot of my own oil washes and stuff now, but these products are good and give you really good ideas. So yeah, now we're up to actually painting up the wood. So I'll give you a quick look at what I've done so far. So here we've got one log here painted up. That's sort of a lighter colour log. We've got a sort of a darker log there, and they'll be finished off with probably a dark wash. We've also got a filter we can use here, which is a bit different, which is red brown. And AK also do a really good one as well. They're very similar. This one's a bit lighter. This one's got more greys in it, which brings out a lot of the good wood colour. So as you can see, I've primed these two here with mahogany. Now I do like using my Vallejo colours. So here we've got mahogany here, which is a nice brown, but we've got all these different browns as well. So on this log here, I used about 5 of these different browns here to get that effect. So what we'll do, and you can see with the handles there, I've done it in sort of a lighter. So with the handles, I did ochre brown with buff. But this one I'll do a bit darker, and this one will do a bit darker. So we'll get out a lighter colour and we'll start to apply it. Okie dokie, so we've gone from some flat brown here. I always like using Vallejo, it's really good stuff. Now, as you can see, I'm just going to get a tiny little bit. We're just going to get a tiny little dab of it. We don't need much. We don't need a whole lot here. And I'm just going to start to apply some more colour to that. You can just do it randomly. Sort of blending it in as you go. As you see, the more you blend it and stuff like that, it's sort of the colour underneath will come through, but you'll slightly change the tone a little bit there. So we're starting to get a little bit more lighter, but this is just a second colour. You can see we can come along here. I can sort of attack the top bits here. Just very lightly. You can see it's not going out of control or anything like that. It's just sort of blending in with the mahogany. Beautiful. We're also, it's already starting to come out. It just adds a little bit more dimension to your paint job. So I'm just going to get in on this side a touch. So just get on this side a little bit. But just in this corner here, so in this top corner. Alright, cool. So let's go for an even lighter colour now and see what... Okay, so let's now add some ochre, which is, yeah, it's a really yellowy sort of brown. We're just going to add a tiny little bit because this is a very strong colour, as you can see there. Very strong. Start to blend that in a bit. See, I've got that very thick, but we can bring it back just a touch. Beautiful. Now we'll do the other side. Just doing a little bit at a time. And I'm just going to go in right on the corners there, get that brush nice and clean, and then we'll just get that blended in nicely. Beautiful. Now we're starting to get some variation. We'll go for this one. Go for this one here. Now it's starting to look good, isn't it? Oops, a little bit too much there, so I'm going to take a bit off the brush. Beautiful. Sweet. So that looks much better. Now I reckon the handle for the shovel is good. This needs a little bit more work though. I think we need a little bit of a lighter colour. So let's go for some buff next time, and we'll sort of turn it into a sort of a big piece of pine. Alright, so let's go for buff. Alright, so now we have the buff out. Buff's a very nice colour. It's a very universal colour. You can use it for a lot of kinds of different things. But it's great for wood. Really, really good for wood. So let's see what we can do here. Still a bit too much on the brush there. Here we go. Just turn it around a touch. Right. And then with some of those oil washers, that'll really go nicely into the actual wood grain and create a really nice effect. So there we go, we got that better. Now we have to get this leather strap painted back. And what we'll do is I've got some leather brown just there, and we'll use that leather brown to bring it back again. The joys and the fun of modelling. Buggering around all day with these little tubs of paint. Alright, let's keep. Alright, so let's try painting this shovel head here. So I've got some RLM2, which is a grey green. It's a pretty nice sort of Germany colour. German grey beige, something like that. So we're just going to sort of, I don't know, lightly go over it with this. So let's see if we can sort of get the effect that it's been painted in this colour, but the paint's sort of starting to fade. And I've also got some natural steel, which we'll put at the bottom there. So we can go all the way down. Just need a little bit more on our brush here. Not too much. Now, of course, I've primed it in my sort of chipping fluid, which is, you know, about 45% black, 45% brown, and some red, 10% red. So there, we sort of got that painted, but we've got it painted roughly. So what we'll do now is we'll just let this dry up. I might even bring it back just a tad more, just to show a little bit of that underneath rust come through. Beautiful. And then what we'll do is we'll start to put some of this steel here on the bottom. Alright. So I applied some of the steel at the bottom there, a little bit on the sides and all that kind of stuff, just to give it a look of it being worn, like it's being used. Pretty successful. And of course, after we do all this and muck around with all these lovely Vallejo acrylic paints, then we can really tie it up with our oils, filters and washes. And it's really that simple. Alright my friends, I'm going to keep going, and I hope you enjoyed my second installation of painting a tiger.